Velcro is often treated as a crude solution, a shortcut, something you graduate away from as soon as you're capable of real fasteners. That perception misses its true role entirely. Velcro is not a simplification of fastening. It is a redefinition of what fastening is allowed to demand from a human. Before Velcro, closures were based on alignment and precision. Buttons require matching holes. Zippers require two sides to meet exactly before they function. Laces demand symmetrical tension and manual dexterity. These systems work beautifully when the user is calm, coordinated, and unhurried. But the real world is not built around ideal users. People operate in cold, dark, noisy, and urgent environments. They wear gloves. They use one hand. They rush. They panic. They age. They carry things. Their fine motor skills vary wildly from moment to moment. Traditional fasteners treat these variations as edge cases. Velcro treats them as the default. Instead of requiring precision, Velcro relies on probability. Hundreds of tiny hooks and loops increase the chance that enough connections will form without conscious alignment. You don't aim for a single point of success. You flood the surface with opportunity. This design choice comes with trade-offs. Velcro is bulkier than most fasteners. It collects debris. It wears down over time. It makes noise. It lacks visual elegance. These are not oversights. They are accepted costs. Because what Velcro offers in return is something other fasteners do not: tolerance. Tolerance for misalignment, tolerance for speed, tolerance for diminished dexterity, tolerance for error. This tolerance makes Velcro uniquely valuable in environments where failure is unacceptable, but perfection is impossible. That's why it appears in medical settings, aerospace, military gear, adaptive clothing, and children's products. These are contexts where the user cannot be expected to meet the object's demands. The object must meet the user instead. Here is where the realization becomes clear. Velcro is not designed for convenience. It is designed for uncertainty. It assumes the user may be compromised, physically, cognitively, or situationally, and adjusts accordingly. The closure becomes cooperative rather than conditional. The sound Velcro makes when it opens is often criticized, but that sound serves a purpose. It provides confirmation without requiring vision. You know it has released. You know it was secure. That feedback matters when attention is divided. The resistance level is similarly tuned, strong enough to hold under movement, weak enough to release without leverage. This balance rejects the idea that stronger is better. In Velcro's design logic, recoverability matters more than strength. And this reveals the deeper philosophy behind it. Velcro does not seek permanence. It seeks reversibility. It assumes you will need to open what you just closed. That assumption shapes everything. The wear pattern is acceptable. The lifespan is finite. The system expects use, not preservation. This is why Velcro often feels temporary, even when it isn't. It carries an emotional signal. This can change. That signal reduces hesitation. You don't worry about committing. You don't brace yourself for effort. You act. In that sense, Velcro is less a fastener than a permission structure. It gives users permission to act quickly, imperfectly, and repeatedly without penalty. When you see Velcro this way, its persistence makes sense. It hasn't been replaced because it solves a different problem than its alternatives. Buttons and zippers reward precision. Velcro rewards intention, and intention is what remains when conditions degrade. That is invisible design. Not about elegance, not about mastery, but about meeting humans where they are, especially when they are not at their best.